All right, Eleanor, you ready to go? You waving hi? Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. So it is actually a really nice Tuesday morning here. I think we're in like the ending, maybe the third false spring of Pennsylvania. We have this sick joke where it'll get really nice and then really crappy and then really nice and really crappy. So when it gets really nice, you think, oh great, winter's over, I can start getting stuff done and get back to work. And then it gets really crappy again, and then it gets really nice and you're like, oh hey, great. It's a constant mind game that Pennsylvania likes to play on us, and it's kind of tough to deal with when you have stuff like this going on. And by stuff like this, I mean clearing topsoil. Yes, hopefully this is going to be the last video of this. Came over nice and early this morning. We got a little bit of rain last night, so I was trying to kill some time. Ran a few buckets of stone down from up at the lead shed to fix up the driveway. But it looks like everything is drying up pretty nice. So decided we're going to jump down here and try to get all this topsoil finished off. Now, as you can see, I have this middle section here to do. I have up here to do. I have to clear all that brush. And then I'd like to extend this line back probably another 10 or 15 feet. That way, as we're here working, you know, we have plenty of room for parking, as well as up there. I'd like to extend that topsoil line back that way. You know, anybody working here can park up there. We'll have plenty of room back here to store stuff, whether it's filled dirt or whatever. We don't have to worry about ruining the topsoil there because, you know, it'll be gone. So hopefully, this should be the last topsoil and brush video that you guys see for quite some time. So with all that being said, I got a lot of work to do today. I'm gonna go ahead and get the camera set up, get going, and probably just do a lot of voiceovers here. So enjoy. So I know I said it in the previous videos of clearing topsoil, but it's very important to take the time to make sure you clear the topsoil. You want your footer to be over 3 feet deeper than the top layer of your topsoil when you're doing your final landscaping, as well as topsoil is a little bit more expensive, so to truck in topsoil to do your final landscaping can get on the pricier side. So if you take your time, you strip your topsoil down to the next layer of soil. In this case, we're in Pennsylvania, so it's usually clay or shale. Now you have a good base to start your measurements off of, to make sure your footers and your foundation walls are deep enough to get below that frost line, as well as save yourself some money and use this topsoil to do final landscaping, final grading, and hopefully have a very nice yard. as I've mentioned in other videos, we started an Etsy store. The link is in the description. I never want people to feel pressured to buy something. The best thing you can do for me is to go check out our store, take a look at what we have to offer, and then come back here and drop me some comments and let me know what you think. If, on the off chance you do see something you like and you wish to purchase it, for all orders over $30, enter the promo code FRIENDS5 and you will receive 5% off your total order. Thanks. Okay, so we're making really good progress so far. As you can see, we have the majority of the topsoil stripped out of the middle. There's still a little bit down here that I would like to clean up. I'm not sure when my time-lapse camera cut out on me, but I'm hoping I got the majority of this. It is a little bit cold today, so the battery drains a little bit faster. On the camera, the external battery here, they do a good job, but sometimes they can't keep up. So I have that one shut off, it's charging. This machine, the 249D3, is an awesome machine. However, it is a little bit small for this type of a job. Most of the excavation companies I know, whenever they get into something like this where they're stripping topsoil for a new build, I feel like most of the time they're using like a 289 or a 299, something with a nice big bucket. So because this is a little bit smaller of a machine, it's taken longer. There's a little bit more wear and tear on it. So I did grease it this morning before I started. However, I'm starting to hear some squeaking. So we're gonna take a short break, run up to the garage, grease it, throw some fuel in, come down, and then start clearing this brush up here. Sorry if my thumb, the cord was in the shot. I have to clear this brush still. Right here, if you can see it with the pink tape on it, that is the closest corner of the house. Technically this is going to be a garage. That's the back corner of the closest point to the street, if that made sense. So as you can see, our dig line for the topsoil is getting pretty close to that. I want to go about 10 feet past that just to make sure I have room for my overdig, for parking, all of that stuff. And then I want to go about 10 feet back that way. Again, same thing, want to make sure I have room for my overdig, materials, anything else that we're going to need back there that I don't want to lose topsoil for. But we're getting there. Probably another 3 or 4 hours, and hopefully we should be good, because after this, the next step is do final layout. Sorry about that. Next step is to do final layout, and then actually physically break ground and start digging a giant hole. And I Can't wait for that. One more quick thing. I know I have this pretty big pile of topsoil here. When I started clearing all this stuff over here, I decided to go ahead and make another pile here. That way, in 4 or 5 years, however long this is going to take, whenever we're ready to kind of do our final grading with topsoil, we'll have a nice stockpile here for the front yard and a nice stockpile here for the backyard. Won't have to keep going to the front yard to the back and waste time and diesel. So that is why I have 2 piles of topsoil now. That went really great. We got all the brush that we need cleared. Now obviously we won't leave that like that, but that's going to be dealt with way down the road. Like I pointed out before, here is the corner of the house. Well, technically this will be the garage. The driveway is going to come up. This whole area here is going to be the turnaround. We're going to have a double car garage here. Now this is the back corner of the garage. So like right now I'm in the garage looking towards the garage door. So I need to clear topsoil starting from here, going uphill a little bit, and then I want to be about 10 to 15 feet past that. That way whenever we're digging, we'll have a place for fill. We can over dig by a foot or two, make sure we have some working room down there for drain pipes and everything. And we're gonna clear the topsoil so that we have that to do our final grading 3 or 4 years from now. It's gonna be a long process, but it'll be good. So we'll have a double car garage here, a double car garage here, and a single car garage here. The driveway comes up, nice big turnaround parking area right here. Maybe at some point in time down the road, governor's driveway, but this is all, that's wishful thinking, and that'll be 8 years down the road. So right now we're going to jump back on clearing topsoil and hopefully get this done today. We have another 3 hours or so, but progress is progress. Back to saying that. All right, so I think we are just about there. As far as the size of the area that needed cleared, I believe we have plenty of room around the outskirts to, have some working room. We're not working right up against our topsoil. I ended up making a third smaller pile up there just because, frankly, I've been in the machine for going on 5 or 6 hours now, and running it from here down to there, back up to there, it's getting a little old. So just decided to make a smaller third pile, and I'll go with that whenever the time comes. But right now, I think we're pretty decent. I am noticing some ups and downs, highs and lows, where I do have some topsoil. So I'll probably just spend like another hour or so making passes back and forth, just trying to skim any and all topsoil off. This is definitely going to be the last video for topsoil pushing, and man, does that make me happy. I mean, I've said it a few times now already. The next video about our house is going to be us breaking ground. So yeah, this is exciting. For me, at least. Okay, so supervisor showed up, needed to make sure I was doing a good job, and then she wanted to see, how I could operate the machine and make sure I was doing everything correctly and up to her standards. So, all right, Eleanor, you ready to go? You waving hi? Whoa. I dug in a little further than I thought. Okay, everybody, so that's it, thankfully. It only took, I don't know how many months, but in my defense, I did start this like right before winter when it was getting dark at like 5:30 or 6. So one last time, we got all of the brush cleared up on this hillside. We had to drop a few trees along the way. We cut in the driveway, got all the topsoil stripped using a machine that's probably a little too small. I could have rented a bigger one, but now we're getting into spending probably another $1,000 or $2 that we can use to focus somewhere else. So thank you, Dad, for letting me use the skid loader a bunch of times. But yeah, so now that all of this is cleared and ready to go, Rachel and I can do the final layout on our house, shift it, move it around using those wooden property stakes that you saw me moving. Once we do that, I'll have a string run, I'll paint a line on the ground. Once we decide where and how we want our house positioned, we can go ahead and start digging the foundation and get the footers poured, and then hopefully get the foundation walls here. Probably realistically, it's probably going to be about July by the time we get to the foundation walls. So I'm happy. I can see a lot of progress being made. This is one of those things that for the first hour it's really fun, and then after that first hour it's like, well, now I'm kind of bored. So push through it. We got it done. I'm happy. Rachel and Eleanor were just here. They're both happy. Eleanor was in the skid loader with me, so that was awesome. But yeah, I'm so happy with the progress that we're being made. So I want to thank you guys for tuning back in to another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. If you liked what you saw, please click the like and subscribe. Don't forget to like us on Instagram. Don't forget to check out our store on Etsy. And make sure you tune back, because now that this is done, we're going to be trying to knock things out here over the next few months, and you know, hopefully we'll have a lot more videos showing you guys all that and bringing you guys along with this crazy adventure that we're trying to have. So thank you guys for the continued support. I'll see you next time.